Hey folks, Sean here, and today what I want to talk to you about is something I see all the time that causes so many problems with product companies, and that's feature pushing. That's really taking features that have only become ideas from inside your company walls and making it into your product, and then not having the desired effect that you and your team essentially were expecting. And this is such an easy trap to fall into for products that have found some traction, haven't found some traction, feel like they have product market fit, don't quite have product market fit. I see it with all of those combinations. So it affects almost every product company at some point in their life cycle. Now, there are some key symptoms that you can be on the lookout for to better understand whether or not the problem I want to talk about here is something that you're currently experiencing. I've seen it manifest in a number of different ways, and it's not limited to this list, but it definitely includes these. That's low utilization. So if you were daily active users or the traction that you're looking for in terms of your users, getting value out of your product and using it on a regular basis, that's one option that I see. Another possibility is sales have been slow. So if traction with sales is not great, that's another possibility as well. And the other is just general reception. So the reception that you're getting from your product, and when prospects see it, when your sales team is performing any kind of demos, as people are using it, the feedback you're getting, if it's kind of not strong or not absent, but somewhere in the middle, kind of like lukewarm or just kind of meh. If you are experiencing anything like that, that usually relates to the problem I want to talk about here. And that's, as I like to refer to it, kind of the trap to fall into, but the field of dreams problem, as I usually refer to it, in that, people like to think that if they will build that additional feature or, that extra bell or that whistle or whatever, users are going to show up, users are going to get a lot of value out of it, users are going to love it. And that almost never happens. Again, easy trap to fall into, been there myself. So feel free to ask me why. Why I know, but plenty of painful memories there. But again, like the problem here is that even if we've found some traction, at some point we stop doing what we were doing, which is usually discover and user research to find these problems before we end up shipping additional features. So I call this, feature pushing or the field of dreams trap, whatever it is. But important to note here is that field of dreams approach, or just if we build it, they will come thing, is really something. It's fictitious. It's for the movies, and it shouldn't be something that you're ever doing at your product organization because it's not going to lead to the success that you're looking for. So if you're experiencing any of those symptoms or you're familiar with that as an approach, that's a potential sign that you've got something to fix here. And I want to talk about the way to fix it. So a lot of the material here, I think, that is probably most appropriate. There's a ton of great sources out there, but the late, great Clayton Christensen and a number of his, all of his incredible work, but the one book in particular I'm a huge fan of is Competing Against Luck, where he lays out his jobs to be done framework. And in reality, how I would summarize without getting into too much detail about the framework is you're trying to figure out the progress your customer is trying to make. So if you've got a feature you're thinking about pushing or incorporating into your product experience, you need to be able to understand that from the perspective of your customer and the specific progress they're trying to make. What is it they're trying to do that not having that feature is preventing them from being able to do? And what are they going to be able to do if they get access to that feature? If you don't have that context, stop writing code. Just stop. Because if you don't have that context and you incorporate whatever feature you think is going to be great into your product experience, you won't just not make it better. You will actively make it worse because you'll be adding features and functionality that your customer definitely does not need that have not been properly validated. So that is a huge risk that ends up making for these product experiences that are clunky and awkward and frustrating for the user, trying to build for too many people, all of that type of stuff. So what you need to do instead is perform the proper discovery. And again, figure out how to best understand the progress that your customer is trying to make, that feature is going to support. And if you're without that context, don't worry about pushing any additional features until you do, because you're only likely to make the problem worse. And that's going to keep you further and further removed from product market fit, or if you had it, that's going to cause you to fall out of it. Because remember, product market fit is a phase, not a milestone. So you can find yourself within product market fit just as easily as you can find yourself out of it. So I hope this information was valuable. I appreciate you listening. And if you're looking for any additional value, I tell stories like these all the time also over my email list, which is active and written by me. You can sign up for that at nextstep.io/learn. And on there, you'll have the ability to respond to these stories right from your email inbox and ask me specific questions about your environment. And all of that is free. So I'd encourage you to sign up there if you're looking for more value.